Hey everyone, Gunt here. Today we have another thoughts video on Batman Arkham City. It's a sequel to Arkham Asylum, which I have already reviewed and given my thoughts on. Um, so this is just another game in the Batman Arkham trilogy. It is the second game, Arkham Asylum being the first. I would definitely recommend playing that game or at least watching it or at least seeing my thoughts on it because most of my thoughts here are going to be very similar to my thoughts on that because they are very similar games. Now, first I'm going to talk about the story. I think that the story was extremely well written. It was very engaging the entire time. I definitely have a soft spot for superhero stories, especially when I know a few of the villains. I've been consuming more like DC content and learning more about the villains, so I've definitely learned more about them. But it's very similar to the previous game, Arkham Asylum. The villains, like Joker, of course, is going to be in a Batman game. So is Harley Quinn, and they are up to some shenanigans, and the things that they're up to are great, and also they end up actually tying into the previous game. And I assume that that is going to end up tying into the next game, Arkham Knight, but I have not played it yet, so I don't know. But the story elements definitely come from the previous game in the series and definitely are going to persist throughout this game. There are definitely some plot twists that are quite interesting. I didn't expect all of the plot twists, and the way that they approached these plot twists I found was just as good as they did in Arkham Asylum. Now, moving on to the gameplay, we have very similar gameplay as Arkham Asylum. It is beat 'em ups. You're pretty much fighting a bunch of different enemies all at once a lot of the time, and it's just a lot of button mashing. You can counter and you can do some cool takedowns, but the gameplay is pretty standard. I definitely enjoyed it though. I wouldn't say that it was a bad thing about the gameplay. I just think that it can get a bit repetitive you as long as you are using your combos and unlocking new different takedowns and stuff, it still can be quite fun. This game is different in the fact that you can play as Catwoman. There are parts of the game where Catwoman has story elements, and not playing as Batman means that you get to experience some unique gameplay relative to a Batman game. You also have the ability to slide now, and because the world is much more open and larger than the previous game, you can also spend a lot more time navigating the city, and it's much more fluid because there are much more things to grab onto and to glide off of, which is very fun for me. It took me about 10 hours to beat the story with just collecting Riddler trophies on the way, but I will say that there's plenty of more gameplay to have. If you're playing and you're collecting all the different trophies that you can and doing all the puzzles, it will take you significantly longer. I intend to go back and collect all the different Riddler trophies, but regarding just what I have from finishing the story, I would say that this game is great. The challenge rooms and the Riddler trophies are nice collectibles, but it takes me quite a long time, as usually I get stuck on those puzzles. So I may be playing through those in the future, but for now, I would say that this game is a great sequel, and in the Arkham trilogy, I would definitely say that you should play this game, but I would recommend playing Arkham Asylum first. Thank you very much. Have a good one.